Hey Joshua, what's going on?
What's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I don't know if you heard. I don't. Do you hear things, bro? Do you hear things?
Uh, yeah, some things I'd rather not hear, but I
Okay,
hear them.
okay. Listen, I'm just making sure that you know that I know that I'm trying to let you know. Sentinels is coming to League of Legends, bro. They're coming to LCS. LCS is back. Can we take a little second to celebrate that?
Take a little clap. I
Yeah.
would probably won't be able to hear it, but I'm glad.
For those
I'm glad.
watching from behind the camera, from behind the screen, um I don't quite have my VTuber set up yet, and neither does Joshua. So instead, enjoy Blue and Diggy just sitting next to each other. Um,
We do
decide you
not
can
claim these
decide who's
characters
who.
as our own.
Yeah.
We gotta put that
Um,
disclaimer.
yeah. We do not claim ownership of these boys, but they're adorable. So I
Yeah, they're
figured
cool.
you
Cool
know you can
characters.
pretend that we're talking to each other like that. We're right next to each other. Right? Hey, there you are, Joshua. Look, hey, what's
Hey,
up, man?
hey, how you doing?
Hey, dab me up,
Long
bro.
time no
Dab me up.
see. I
Hey,
got you, bro. I
yeah,
got you.
yeah, sick. Okay, so you've never done one of these before, and especially I've never done one of these before, but you have a little bit more experience in what we're about to do. We're pretending that we're going to be a GM. This is a offshoot of, and definitely stolen, 100% stolen, from Tim Sevenhuysen. Uh, I don't know where he works right now. I think he works at Great Esports. But he is Mr. Statistician. He runs Oracle Esports, and I got inspired to do this because I remembered his videos from a long while ago. I think this is from 2023 spring, where he would Armchair Admiral GM what it would be like to be like, okay, what am I doing for Golden Guardians? What am I doing for if I'm leading EG? What am I doing if I'm leading FlyQuest? How can I develop them over the year? What can I do as a GM? How would I go about that? And what's the thought process? Joshua, why don't you tell us a little bit about your history with your GM isms?
So I mean, for me, I play a lot of different like sports management type games. So from multiple sports, so from basketball, American and European football. I've done college football, college American football, and a bit of baseball. Um, and so normally, for me and how I build my teams, like I like starting from scratch. This is why when Isaac asked me to do this, uh, this is like it was a neat idea because I never thought of doing something close to like in a real like setting. Normally, I'm just used to it being on a video game. And so for me, I always like to start like from like a new team coming in, starting from scratch. How would I, you know, build my team? And so in terms of like the experience part of it, obviously it'll be different because in terms of the players, right, from expiring contracts to players on teams already, stuff like that. Obviously, this is a whole different thing. Um, but I'd say overall, like having some idea of kind of how it works with the games that I've played, I think it will help me a little bit here.
All right.
So
Cool, cool. I've already gone ahead and done us a favor. I've put down all of their current assets, um, which they got Bubkiss because I'm pretty sure now. This is like a 60% sure thing. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure them buying the slot does not automatically grant them the expiring contracts of Dokla and FBI, Ayla, and anyone else on 100 Thieves. I'm pretty sure they just go straight to free agency. So, for all I know right now, they have double lift for a single video of content or two
W.
because they got them to do the announcement, which is
I
cool.
mean, an NA great to start it out. I mean,
Yeah.
one way to kick down the door
I suppose
for
we could
sure.
start off with the game plan. What is our goal? What is like if you're we're running Sentinels. We're Coach Lawrence and Coach Lawrence. What is our hope for this team? What is our goal for
Um,
this year? Is it to win Worlds? Is it to win LCS? Is it to
so first year coming in, obviously the main goal is to win LCS. I think you got to win your region first before we get to international aspirations. I think coming in with that mindset, kind of knowing like, yo, we're not just here for the slot, kind of letting the fans know like that mentality early, that we're trying to win the league. That would be
Okay.
that'd be the main goal
I
for
think
sure.
some sub goals, especially since this is the first year. This is probably a split 2 or 3 goal, just because. I mean, obviously, because like, do we make a splash right off the jump, buy a bunch of big players, or is it more of a, is it maybe more of a
Mm,
mix? Do we get some
so
development talent, get some coaches that we believe
so I
in?
think I'd definitely say a mix. So like I know for me, I'd want to make at least like one or two, major splashes. I'd say kind of giving the fans notice that we're actually serious about competing. I think bringing over one or two big names will definitely help that. Um, I'd say whether like winning LCS, it could be in any split, right? I'm not saying we got to win every, I'm not saying winning every split, but like I know that's like the main goal is to win, whether that's in the first split or the third. I'd say knowing that we have those one or two like cornerstone pieces will definitely help that.
Okay, so priority A is cornerstones, expressing roster strength. I think our second priority next to that is slotting in who we believe is going to be our future, right? And so I'll say sub B is future investment, and whether that means partnering with an NACL team, whether that means throwing it to some rookies or some previously unpicked NACL talent.
Mhm.
I think that would be a really good number two.
No, absolutely, because you always gotta want to look for like younger talent. I think, especially in NA, I've always felt like we've had talent there. They just don't get a chance. So I would definitely want to make sure that we have that.
Especially
If
for the Sentinels brand, they really are somewhat like they seem like a team that is going to have they want 2 feet in. They're not, I
Yeah.
don't think they're going to be an NRG where they like have a pinky toe and then they run away when they're scared when they're a little scared.
That's all you, man. I got nothing on that, but no, that's what I'm saying. I think they want to commit into having like you said, even if it's like backing a team that's already there, or even having players on the roster on the bench, to learn from the main roster, even
Yeah.
having them like experience the top like LCS stage, I think would definitely help a lot for
Okay.
sure.
Do we have a sub C or nah?
Hmm.
Because if these are really our two, then that's our two, right?
Yeah, I'm about to say I think
I
that's
mean,
really
sub
it. Yeah.
C.
Oh, sub C, I guess
Yeah.
just
I was gonna say like
I don't know if
fandom.
this is like I was about to say I don't know if it's like a sub. Well, I guess it could be a sub goal.
It's not
Like
really a goal of
you know,
the GM, but like I don't know.
right? Yeah, I'm about to say because maybe I'm thinking of more of like a team, like
That's
making sure
yeah.
that
That's if we're the
the
owner.
chemistry
That's if
is.
we're like in charge of this whole project. I guess. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. All right, got it, got
All
it.
right. Let's talk
So
about
I
some
think
deciding factors in what's going to help us decide some of this stuff. And that I should. Actually, let's go. Let's look at the target list. Actually, tell me every single person that you looked at that you're like, okay, you know, what is it about this person that interests you? And we'll say if there's a free agent, whether stuff like that.
okay. So I definitely went with the key five that I
Okay.
had in mind, just to start out.
Yeah.
Like obviously I could look a bit more into other guys, but this was the five that I was thinking of targeting. First up, I'm gonna go from top down, so just top lane, jungle,
All
mid,
right.
and so on. So my top laner, I was gonna actually get sniper. I think having a younger guy, um, still only 18 years old, still has a lot of raw talent. Um, I think he still has a lot of room for improvement, and like the potential I think is still there. Um, I'd say he has like a lot of more room to grow, and so I'd be excited to bring him over. Um, so that's my top laner that I would target. Now the jungle, we're already kind of starting out a little hot. Um, just the whole, roster strength here. Uh, the big splash I'm thinking of, I would try to get inspired. MVP. I think. I mean, the record he kind of speaks for himself in terms of his skill set and what he's done already. Um, but if we were able to get him, like that would be insane. Just in terms of having somebody on that team that players would want to go to play with, and knowing his mentality, um, and kind of what he brings to the game already, and being at the top of his game as well would be really hype. Mid lane, I went with Quid. And 100 Thieves, they kind of swapped over the team to Sentinels, but I'd say we would want to keep him, or keep him, get him, make sure we sign him. He won MVP, what, summer split, spring?
I
I'm
think
trying to
so.
remember. So, he's a former MVP, still playing really well. Even though I know they were stumbling a bit, even before they made that whole crazy run this past split, he was still one of the bright spots on the team. So, I definitely would want to pick him. He's still young. He's only 21, so he still has, I think, a lot more game left in him. Um, just I think he would bring a solid, like, kind of, chill mindset as well. Like he's not like that outspoken. Um, but I think he brings a lot. He would bring a lot to a team in the mid lane from a laning aspect and like team fighting. But definitely help. And I think who was it? 80 carry now. Um, I picked Young. I'd say he definitely, even with TL having the
So this would be a buyout,
second, this would be. He's a free agent, no?
is
I
he?
thought I saw free agent. Let me check. Maybe
Poor, I
not.
know Poor JJ is coming up.
Oh no, I just saw Core. Okay, wait.
Yeah, Yeon is not a free agent, but so no, it's
Ah,
fine
damn,
to
I got
it's
so
fine to look
excited.
at him. It's
Yeah.
fine to look at him. TL is looking to shake things up, so he'll be aimed as a buyout. All right.
Yeah, you'd be a buyout then. Okay. Dang, I got so excited with seeing him. I was like, oh, maybe I could get him.
That's fine.
But I mean, yeah, he could be a buy. Okay, sure. I was trying not to go with buyouts, but that's fine having one, I
I,
guess.
I think a good
Um,
mix. I think a good mix is pretty healthy,
yeah.
especially if you're trying to make a splash. So I don't worry
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that. Assume
So
you're
I'd
given a big
say,
budget
right. I'm not.
or
It's
a decent
Sentinels. Normally,
decent size budget. I won't say big budget.
Sentinels normally got enough to where you
They
can
got
make
yeah, they
something
got
happen.
someone. Next year they supposedly are going to turn a profit. So
W.
well,
Let's
after
see.
this, I don't know. After this SCSS
Well,
pickup, who
I
knows?
mean, it might go a little downhill, but it's fine. We don't talk about that. This is for the now. Um, so Jan for sure. Still, I mean, 24, not the youngest, not the oldest, but I think he has a lot of good skill set. I think he still has a solid skill set. I think even with the slumps that TL had, I think he was one of the better players on the team, given the underperformance overall. I think his champ pool is um, pretty wide. Like he plays a wide range. Um, and does very well on whatever he's really put on. So I think he would fit team fighting style, uh, type of player that I think would be solid for the team. So that would be my AD carry. And then the supports, once again, I did say one or two. Pretty sure. Let me make sure. Pretty sure he is. Yes. Okay. So he is a free agent. I'm making sure. Um, Another splash. I would bring Busio over. Um, I think given his skill set, and I think he was second in MVP this year. Um, Once again, another major name that would definitely show that we're here to really win and compete. Um, so a mix of we got young talent, we got some veterans, uh, some personalities that I think could work together. I mean, Inspired and Busio would definitely be like kind of the main two that I think would really speak a lot in like shot calling, but I think it would work together overall. So those are my five. Those are my five. That's hilarious for JJ's shot. Those would be my five like main targets. Those are kind of the five that I went with
Okay.
uh, already.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 targets.
Damn.
I tried not to go with any buyout if it wasn't from tier two.
Yeah.
So I do have some tier two players that you would technically be buying out because of the contract. I believe their contract isn't expired. Let me just double check on some of these. Yeah, I don't think that they are. So it wouldn't be poaching because I tried to avoid a few things. I wanted to avoid a buyout generally if I think that that player really wants to stay with that team, or if they promoted into the LCS. So I avoided every single person from Disguised except for one, which you probably have in mind as well. So I'll give you. You want me to give you all my expiring contracts from tier 1, or do you want me to give you all my tier 2 players? Do you have a preference?
I don't have a preference. Whichever you.
I'll start with
Whichever
top
you
lane.
feel.
I'll do expired contracts. Actually, I'll do tier 2 just because I can talk to you a little bit about them. Number 1 is going to be top lane Quacker. There's a few teams that stood out in particular to me down in tier 2 this year. Blue Otter was one of them. I don't know. From what I saw, Quacker is probably the most solid top laner in the apart from like Castle that played down there, especially in this latest promo tournament. I know that Quacker didn't get to play in the promotional tournament, which is really upsetting to me because I thought Blue Otter they have a lot of really raw talent. They have a lot of players, by the way. I don't know if you've seen their roster. They have a lot of players.
I've seen the roster. It's pretty wide range of players.
Other
I think that kind of helps.
I don't have any jungle prospects. I'm gonna spend money on jungle. For mid lane, I have Insanity, especially after seeing the promotional tournament along with his tier 2 run. There is no reason he should not be in LCS. I fully believe he deserves a spot.
Yeah.
If you can't get
for
him,
me, like for my main 5, it was at a Quid or Insanity. I'll be honest.
my
those are like my main 2.
I have 2 more mid laners, Evolved, or also known as Cat Evolved, and Toasty.
Right.
These 2 players are also like they're on my list as these guys. Specifically, Toasty is probably a little less than Insanity or Evolved. I think these 2 players are a lot more team oriented in terms of okay, they know what their resources that they need to draw are, and their team will play around them if they need them, right? And vice versa. If they don't need resources, they can play around that aspect as well. Toasty's a little bit more two-dimensional, but he's one of those guys that I feel like if you do end up picking up, he will be a very good investment going forward. As for AD carry, I have 2, Array and Scary Jerry. Scary Jerry already kind of made an appearance in the LCS, but so I'm not going to talk as much about him because I think you've already seen a little bit from him. But Array, dude, and I'm going to pair him with his support counter what is it called? What do you call it? Counter pair. His support pairing Rovex. These guys are also from Blue Otter. If I'm taking one of these guys, I'm taking both of these guys. I want them as a rookie bot lanes. The same way that Luger Poom was a strong pickup for CLG off 100 Thieves. I think you pick up Array and Rovex and invest into them with some mid heavy or top heavy experience, and you will have a phenomenal split 2 to 3 in terms of growth if they get to play in the LCS. So those are my tier 2 guys. These guys, from what I can tell, these are all buyouts. So, because I believe none of their contracts are specifically up. Now, I don't know how the contract system works in tier 2. So, for all I know,
I don't think we've ever really.
I've never even looked into it.
Yeah, I'm say, I think LCS they don't really share like contracts like that.
I know that they don't have the same type of contracts,
traditional,
but I have no idea if it can carry over to the next year. No clue. So this is just, I'm going to assume they're somewhere between buyout and free agent, so I'll just do BOFA. They're both of these. Both of these and us, sorry. All right. Now for my experienced players. I'm targeting Dokla. Inspired is already on there, so I'll just stick that one there. Whippo as a secondary, Robo as a third. He's on Loud right now. So let's see. Dokla is a free agent. Whippo is a free agent pending. Robo I believe, is a free agent pending as well. Pending, I mean, because they could re-sign before the free agency starts, technically. Griffin, he's also on loud, but he's good. He's from NA. He's our boy, and Shaden as well. I think
Shaden, yeah.
Robo and Griffin are always just one of the again. It's probably one of those cases where if you get one of them, you get both of them. And I think if they work really well together. Down at CB Law. Sorry, it's not CB Law. It's LTA South. I think I think even one of those guys would be really good to get. As for Shaden, it's just that one I didn't really have a lot of thought in it. I'm just like, you know what, Shaden's good.
So Shaden was on.
He was on Dignitas.
He was on Dig. I know the team itself wasn't ideal.
The team got, dude. Everything I hear about that organization just kind of like sounds like they're imploding on themselves, or they have a structure that just seems to not work. Kind of like the Immortals thing. It doesn't matter what they do. They're always. It feels like there's someone always getting in the way of things. You know, whether it's management bringing in some random coach that's going to bring in some random mid laner that I've never heard of because he knows him. Like I don't know, and obviously I'm talking about the blue thing from last year, but it's still something that persists through that org. So I have no idea. Like I think you get Shaden out of that team, he suddenly performs better. Like,
right, and so that's what I was saying. I think just being there's a lot that goes into being good and like performing well on a team, and from the sounds of it, from when they were going through their turmoil, it just seemed like there was just a lot of internal stuff going on. And I think being put into a better position, especially starting fresh out, I think we'll actually see why he was so highly touted. I think coming in. So
last four 80 carries and support. So for 80 carry buyouts, or sorry, expiring contracts, Rahel on DSG. I know he's probably gonna stay, but I still think it's one of those things that like he's probably like he's good. He's really good. He's so good, man. I want him. I want to invest in him.
Yeah, so
like,
I didn't pick Rahel because it was based off of It was a safe assumption that with Dig promoting,
I'm only putting. He's the only one I got from DSG.
Yeah, no, the same. We're on the same page.
Though. Okay.
We're on the same page.
And then my supports once again, Busio and Core JJ, both of which I don't think are gonna leave. Straight up, I don't. Like it's the same thing. I don't think they're gonna want to leave. I think they're very happy, unless Core JJ decides he's gonna retire or something. The only reason I would see Busio leaving is if like Masu goes with him, or because the brand fit.
But Masu is still under contract for another year.
Yeah, I know, but like it's one of those things where like Busio, he's like he just fits on. You know what I mean? He just fits Sentinels as a brand.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see like Busio pulling up. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I was eyeing him really as like I knew I wanted to make one or two splashes.
Yeah.
And I think with those guys, with their contracts being up, more than likely wanting a change in scenery. Obviously, we're not going to know in terms of results yet, right? Because Worlds isn't out yet. But I think it would be insane if we were able to get either or of those guys. But
okay,
we're on the same page.
Let's make a likely, kind of likely, kind of unlikely, and unlikely. What is our what is a combination do you think? Let's I guess I'll do two of these. One for me, one for you, and then we'll kind of mix them as the final one. How does that sound?
As like a final roster.
As a final roster, yeah, to try to.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
To try to commit to.
All right, fair enough.
Okay. What's your favorite color, bro?
You mean like I was about to say like a gold. Yeah, that works.
I'm pretty sure it's yellow, so that's why I was like.
I mean, yellow, gold, anything close. Fair enough.
And I'm gonna highlight these.
Ugh.
Bro says ugh. Okay.
If it's green, it's just not. It's whatever. It's fine.
Okay, feel free to tell me some roster. What's a roster you think you could do that's very like it's very likely that it's like this is we could do this.
So this is the X's are for each role, right?
Yeah, that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
You can get a sub if you really want.
No, you're good. So likely, the most likely team. Let's see.
That you can, whether I don't care what how your mindset goes, whether it's you could pick him up, whether it's like you're more likely to go after him, whatever your mindset is, that's what I want.
Um,
Because like the unlikely is probably your dream roster. So do
right.
you want me to put in like those first five that you had?
Yeah, basically. That would be like my like definitely most unlikely, yeah. That'd be it.
Okay, so
Sniper
yeah,
inspired, Quid, Young, Busio. Yeah.
yeah, the amount of money that dude, inspired is probably the gem of the offseason. At least
No,
in Western for Western teams.
I mean, 100%. I mean, he's the best player we got in the West.
I guess my dream as well. I'll tell you what my dream is. Um, Dokla, inspired, insanity, array, and Rovex. This is like if I could pick any five players, and I'm like, okay, it's my decision. I'm picking these guys.
Gotcha. All right, I got you. I got you. Okay, so now back on likely, right?
Yeah.
So I would definitely get Sniper. I'd say he's still, I mean, he's a younger guy. I'd
Mm-hmm.
say his like, um, what's the word? I'm missing the word. Like his value, I'd say still pretty low right now, especially with Dokler playing as well as he has since he's been replaced. I'd say his value is still pretty low. So I'd say it'd be easier to get him now than in any other time, honestly.
I
So
agree.
I'd still get Sniper as my likely just because like he's only 18 and he can only grow from here. So
Yeah.
for sure Sniper. Um, my jungler. Get Shiden.
Shaden. Okay.
Shaden. Shiden or Shaden? How do you
Shaden.
pronounce it? Shaden? Okay, I was right. Yeah, I think being put in a better position to grow and to be just in a different environment and like a more lively one would definitely help him. Um, so I definitely go for him in the jungle position. I'd say I'd get Insanity mid. I think that I mean, he's been performing in lower tier for who knows how long at this point. Like it doesn't matter. Like he performs wherever he's played at. So um, I'd say it's pretty likely to get him since you know he's in a tier two. Most teams in the upper echelon don't really look at players in that lower tier. So I'd say it's pretty likely to get him from down there. And let's see, this is 80 carry and AD
ADC
carry and
support.
support.
Mind you, you don't just have to pick from the target. I just want to. You don't gotta just pick from here if you think there's
No,
like
no, no,
another.
I know.
Okay.
No, you're good. Let me see. Bot lane. Ooh, likely. I just don't see Rahel leaving. That's my only thing. It's just it's very unlikely he
But
would
the money
leave. You know
though.
what I mean? Like,
But the money though.
but the money. You know what? Screw it. Let's say we're Sentinels. Get Rahel in there. We're Sentinels, dude. Think of the bag.
And then for support,
Let's see. I'm just looking at uh what's his name? Who's what's it? I don't think he's is he on here? I don't think he's on here. No, hold on, give me a second. Ooh, okay, I thought I was about to sneeze. I think his name was Zyko, I think. Zyko? Zyko? He was on like Dragon Steel or whatever the name
yeah.
of the team was. I know he looked pretty good. I'd say I think he was one of the better players
Mhm.
in Split 2. I know they didn't make I don't think they made
He was the, yeah no they their regular season was really good.
Yeah. So I think I'd want to pick him up. I think for support,
Okay.
uh, for sure.
Sniper, Shaden, Insanity, Rahel, Zyko.
Yeah, I think that's a
Okay.
good little team. I think that's a solid little team.
I think my safety is going to be. Well, to start out, my safety, I think I can still pretty safely say Array and Rovex on almost all of these is going to be pretty safe. Although, again, you risk missing one if you miss both of them if you miss one. So I think very safely, Scary Jerry is probably a easy pickup. Scary Jerry. And likely similarly for support, you probably pick up like a Zazel type player.
Mhm.
Although he's under contract, he's probably a relatively easy buyout from Luminosity, especially if he gets the chance that maybe Insanity might get similar in a
Right.
similar fashion. I think that's a very fine bot lane. Um, as for the top side of the map, um, in terms of easier pickups, I think Quid is one of the easier mid laner, like difficult players to pick up. If you're going to be spending a lot of your money on one thing, which is probably is what I think is going to happen in terms of like the likely scenario. It's probably one, and then probably two, then probably three, then probably four, right? In terms of how much money you're spending on players, I think Quid is like the one person I think you're really going for here.
Mhm.
Um, and then in terms of the last two, top and jungle, I think Griffin is a commodity, but I don't think Robo is. So I think what they could get away with is a Robo Griffin combo. I think you could get away with a Robo Griffin combination, especially now that they've played together, and Griffin seemed to have had a really good time. I think you could get away with Robo Griffin, Quid, Scary Jerry, and Zazel as the type of team that's kind of a force to be reckoned with. My only difficulty for this roster is like probably I don't even want to say language gap because Quid's been here for a year and Rubbo I don't know if Rubbo speaks English. I'm pretty sure he does. Um, I don't know. That's my only question mark.
Gotcha. Okay. So this was
Kind of,
likely.
yeah.
So that's okay. So kind of likely now. So it's still
So yeah, I'd say let's categorize this as like okay, there's at least one player you're spending on, right? In this case, it's like you got like two cheaper priorities between Sniper and Insanity, right?
mm,
Instead of one like I did with like Quid. I guess I kind of did Griffin as well, but he came as a cheaper combo with Robo, so I think I think I kind of slid by.
I don't think Sniper would be that. Like, a Sniper's a free agent though. It's not like he's like
No, I know.
a buyout situation.
Yeah, I got you.
Um, so kind of likely. So spending some money, but not
Spending
too
you're spending
much.
money. The money you spent on Insanity is probably the money that you're spending on two people now,
Okay.
2 to 3, or maybe just one
Mm,
and then fucking four nothings. Like I don't know.
right. Let's see. I'm really trying to think because I'm. It's like who would I pick here if I had a chance? Because at this point now, like I am thinking, you know what? I'll get Dokla.
Big
Get Big
Dokes.
Dokes up in the top lane.
Okay.
I definitely would want to pick him up. I'd say at this point, jungle.
Here comes Speaker. No,
Jungle
I'm
would
just kidding.
Dude, that would be wild. I just like, you know what? Let's get him. Pick him up. Let's see. Get him back left. Nah, I can't go for him. That's funny. Um, Probably Yuji. Is UG free agent? He's a buyout, isn't he?
UG would be a buyout
Damn.
from Team Liquid.
They haven't dropped him yet either, right?
No.
I don't think they're gonna. They're not gonna sign him
I
away.
think that's a difficult one, but I mean,
Right.
you
Yeah,
can
that's a hard
listen.
one.
That could be the one you're spending the money on. Like, considering that TL already kind of wants to shuffle around, like I think it's possible. Um, but like possible with a little p. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. I say that's probably more on the
Lowercase p.
kind of unlikely.
Okay, and you know I'll move him down. You know,
Oh, you're
listen.
gonna swap it.
Yeah, I'll move him down. You know, like that's
Oh,
fine.
okay,
Just for
okay.
you, because you're not sure.
Let's see. I'm still looking at. Wait a minute. No, I had the list. I lost it. Hold on, let's ignore it. Let's see. It was. What was it called? Promotion? Yeah, it was called promotion. There it is. Okay, because I was going through this list of the players. Okay. This is jungle. Probably Tomio. I think Tomio was still pretty good. I know he
Okay.
was on. Was he a part of?
Tomio was
He
on
was who we got.
LG.
Yeah, right. He was on LG. I'm trying to think of. Yeah, he was in C9 Challengers. That's where I heard him the first time. I remember hearing about him in
That's a
C9
long
Challengers
time
back.
ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he's still pretty good. He's young too. Um, I'd say add him to the jungle spat. Absolutely. Let's see. Mid lane gaming. Who's mid lane? Who would I want in the mid lane? Because I have Dokla, Tomio. Hmm. On the kind of likely. Hmm. Kind of likely. I still have one more spot. Uh, I know my support. I can go to support. I'll get Zazel. I'll get my boy, even though he was never on TSM.
Bro's just gonna
I'll
pick
get
up the all of LG.
no, just two of
Ne-
them.
Next is tactical. Next is insanity.
No, no, no. Relax. It's not how I'm gonna do it. I'm still thinking about getting like somebody that's in the LCS or LTA, but not like a major, not too big of a name.
Fair enough.
So that's support. What is it? I got support, jungle, and top lane. I still need mid AD carry. Hmm. Huh. You think nah, but Palafox is a buyout though, isn't he?
Yeah, he would be a buyout.
Shopify, I mean, they were almost at Worlds. They didn't do too bad because they ramped it up towards the second half. So they probably want to stick together. So it's unlikely that they would dip. You know what? Hmm. Actually, would I would I do this? Is my actual question. I don't even know. Man, let's see. Leave mid lane too. I,
Dun,
mm,
dun, 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 dun,
honestly, I
dun.
don't know, dude. It's kind of hard.
We can come back
I
to it if you want.
Yeah, I would say it's for me at least. It's pretty difficult because I'm not too familiar with everybody. Like I know a few guys from promotion, but not as many as you. It looks like.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I don't know that many. I'm not that guy.
Oh, okay. 'Cause, yeah, you
Um,
were naming out names. I'm like, hold on. Like I know a few of those guys, but I didn't know all of them.
Fair enough. For my kinda likely, spending money on assuming spending money on like between 2 to 3 instead of 1 to 2. Um, I think I'm gonna forego the slotting in a duo thing. So I'm not gonna have 2 players from the same team for my top jungle. I am gonna have sniper. Actually, no, I'm not gonna have sniper. I'm gonna have fucking impact.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
think a lot of teams are going to be a little bit more down on him. I think the most likely place he ends up in the offseason, if it's not on Sentinels, is probably Dignitas. I know that's a weird thing to say, but I think it's true. Like if he's gonna go anywhere, I think it's either here or there. So I'm gonna put him there. Um, for jungle, I think that we still try to aim for Griffin. I still think that's a really good uh, person to aim for, and I think it's more likely that we pick him up or that I want him, right? So those are probably the players that I'm like, okay, these are the players that I'm relatively spending money on. Um, for mid lane, I think you could probably achieve. Man, there's so many. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, there's so many, right?
Yeah.
I think you could probably achieve a really, really cheap buyout for Toasty here. As him, like Griffin Toasty as the developing dudes, and then you
Yeah.
surround it with, you have Impact, and then picking up a slightly more like, I don't even want to call it an experienced bot lane, but a bot lane that just works well together via experience. And honestly, like you pick up, you probably don't get FBI and Ayla. I think you could probably get one of them. So I'm gonna say, yeah, man. I think you probably get Ayla. I feel like someone else is gonna pick up FBI.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely know what you're gonna get with him. Like
Yeah,
he's been solid everywhere he plays. So
I don't think you
you
get
would
Rahel
definitely.
either. You know what? Screw it. I'll say Tactical Zazel. They put up a good show.
Yeah, they put
I
up.
don't think they're the best option for a bot lane. Like if you're picking up a bot lane duo to invest in, I think Array Robux is better. But I don't think like if you're spending like your money on Impact and Griffin specifically, I do think it's like I think little P is this one, big P for like or like little P would be Impact Griffin, big mid laner Array Rovex. I don't think Impact and APA ever want to be on a team together again, so that's the main reason I didn't pick him, even though he's also out. So that's for me. What about Yi?
Um, so I was thinking about it for a bit, and I'm like, I'd probably this is for kind of likely. Um, I'd go with APA mid.
Okay.
I know he's everybody on TL kind of on the downward slope, but
Yeah.
you never know what a change of scenery.
Yeah.
Um, so I'd say APA and then AD carry. No, I'll put Scary Jerry in there. I think he's still pretty good. I think it'd be a solid duo with him and Zazel.
Scary Jerry Zazel.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, you're likely in the bot lane, but
I think I'll
I think
finish mine
Scary
off.
Jerry is
Um,
generally good. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's the kind of unlikely is I really want Insanity here. Insanity. I still think Dokla is. I don't think Dokla is necessarily going to be a hotter commodity than Impact. I just don't think you. I think like there's going to be somebody else that is going to want to pick up like one of the weaker teams is going to want to upgrade their top lane. That's my main like thing. Like do I think Leon is going to stick with Benjani or Surdy? Probably not. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Despite I think Surdy was really turning it around towards the end. I think like someone like them or maybe even Team Liquid would be looking at like, okay, if I want to rebuild, who am I looking at? You might be looking at Dokla, right? Um,
Yeah.
to play with UG. But instead of those two guys, because it does get tougher, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, like I was struggling
It
at the
does
end of
get more
life game.
difficult.
It kind of goes up in terms of like kind of unlikely. It's like who,
I think
it's like
something you
okay,
could get away with if you're Sentinels. I believe you could get away with a fudge buyout. I think it's possible.
yeah, it's
I
possible.
along those lines, I think if you're spending money on fudge, either contracts or contracts and Palafox would want to go with. Um, I think contracts would be another one that you go for, but fudge, contracts, and insanity as a solid top lane. And in the bot lane, I think you don't quite go for the monster in Core JJ or in Busio, but instead, man, bro, why does it get difficult, man? Why does it have to be difficult?
Yeah.
I think you could probably get away with a Rahel buyout, a Rahel Huki buyout. Yeah. I think you could I think you could do it. I think you could do it. Um Not that they're not grateful for DSG, right? And giving them the chance to play on that team, but I think if you're, it's like you've got a top jungle, they know how to play together. They seemingly like playing together. You got a bot lane that seemingly likes play together. I don't think anybody would rate any of these players the number one in the LCS, which is one of the reasons that I think you could get away with this roster. Barely. It would cost a little bit more money because of the buyout situations. And some of the prio on say Insanity, for example, because of his showing in promo relegation. But I think this is my kind of unlikely. And then I'll instead of unlikely, I'll just call this one the dream.
The dream team.
Dream.
Yeah,
or like personal dream, because like obviously like in the dream I get Keen, but that's not happening. So like,
I mean, I think this is more of a realistic dream.
yeah, okay. Dream asterisk.
Yeah, just
All right, and what about
yeah,
you
I
for your
understand.
kind of unlikely, and then we'll whittle it down to our final Sentinels roster.
So I'd say I would want to get I'd give Palafox mid. I think that's at that point
That's
it
a
would
good
be like
buyout.
that's a buyout situation. I think it would work out given we are indeed Sentinels. And with the team kind of falling apart a bit at
I
the
do
end.
think he was the probably the weakest person on Shopify in terms of showing. So I do think you'd be able to get it with the buyout. Put
Easy buyout.
change
Let's
of
go.
environment for sure.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Um,
So right now you have two buyouts here.
right. So I see top
I mean,
lane.
I had I had five buyouts, so I can't really say anything.
The whole roster.
No, I mean, yeah, Fudge contracts, Sandy, Rahel, Huki.
Yeah. Man, I don't think Sniper is like. I don't even think he'd be difficult to get personally. It's just I would really want him on.
I mean, you can keep that for your dream. What do you think is unlikely?
Yeah.
Like, who is there
Right.
somebody that you
That's
think
what,
is like, you're like, oh yeah, I want this guy for sure, like 100%, like if I can get him, right?
if I could get him.
Yeah.
If I could get him. Honestly, man. I mean, it's straight off. It's not even. I don't even think this is like a major name, but it's like because this is the most unlikely. This is like which one is this again?
This is
Unlikely.
unlikely, but not quite realistic. Not quite your realistic dream. So you don't get to say that you want Knight. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want Faker in my support. Like, I don't think so, buddy. Because I was looking at some of the like, there are some Worlds players that
I
are
get Whippo
expiring as
top.
well.
I get Whippo top. Free
Whippers.
agent.
Okay.
Yeah, I get Whippo top. I think that'd be solid.
All right. Bwipo UG
Uh,
Palafox.
and then the bot lane. Get FBI in there.
FBI,
Fuck it.
that's a good pick.
Yeah, FBI, he's solid. And then support gaming
Let's see.
at this point. He's still there. No, I get Vulcan. Another buyout.
Another
Let's get
buyout.
Vulcan in there.
I like that
Yeah.
because he wasn't great on C9 either this year.
Yeah.
I
A
think
lot of guys that underperformed, I think, would be solid if.
yeah, the only difficult one here is the one that would cost a lot of money is Bwipo.
Oh, no,
Like a
100%.
lot of money. And
Yeah, no,
Yuji.
for
I
sure.
think Bwipo Yuji together.
You think Yuji would be?
I think
like,
Yuji only is going to cost a lot of money because I think TL really wants to build. They're investing in him right now.
Right.
He's like the only one they didn't
retire.
release other than like
Yeah.
Core
He's high.
and Yan.
He's high value. Fair
So
enough.
he is high value. He's a high value buyout
Right.
for them specifically. So I think this is a good mix. Are there any between like so? How do we want to check this? Are we comfortable with just having this and like these being like our things, or do we want to try to whittle it down?
No, I think having this is fine. So we have all the names.
I
that we
think I'm
have,
gonna
and
make one
we
last
move
based
on.
on like I'm gonna make one adjustment for each other. One last roster for each of us, seeing as we've seen what we've put now as our like this is like final for each. Like if we could choose one player from all of these to have a somewhat realistic expectation with a relatively decent budget, what is your process?
My process of getting them.
Yeah, like what like who do you end up picking up essentially?
Okay.
I'll be honest, I don't think I'm gonna go for Dokla, right? I think Impact is I'm Sentinels, I want to make a splash, right? I want to express my roster strength. I think despite Dokla's performance this year and saving it, I think another team is going to try to pick him up, and I think we can pivot and go for someone a little stronger despite their underperformance this year. So I'm going to go for Impact. As for my other big spend, I am gonna do the. I am probably gonna go. Man, I'm gonna go for Griffin and Insanity. These are three players that have not played together, and I completely understand that that is a very big risk. But these are all. But with Impact and Insanity as I don't want to call Insanity a veteran, but he kind of is. The comeback on Insanity
been around for a bit, bro.
plus Impact being around,
26.
Griffin will have major learning opportunities. Finally, being able to play in the LCS, he'll have these are really strong laners historically. A little less so Insanity, but I think you get him. And then I think you do full investment into Array and Robex because I think not only will they be available, despite other teams looking at him, you could. This is a team I think they'll be willing to believe in. So this will be my final roster.
A mix of
a mix of everything that I did.
Some bets in there. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a solid team. I ain't gonna lie. I like that team.
Okay.
So I'd say for me, kind of sticking to like kind of how I kind of like to build a team. Obviously, yeah, real. I think, bro, relax. I think having I really think having a younger guy in there, is just really important, just as a team building, like type of strategy to me. Like I think just having a younger player with a lot of potential can bring some excitement. I'm not saying that's like, oh, we got him. Oh, you want to have somebody built for the future, building for the future. So I'm still committed to Sniper because I still think he has a lot of room to grow, but he's still really good. So Sniper is my clear like we gotta get him. I just think I think he's too good to just not be on a team. I think at this point, um, given we still have the money to spend, like the big splash, um, Looking at it, all the players that I picked. I'd want to make sure we have Quid, so like two younger guys that are mechanically gifted.
Played together.
One right. So like we have chemistry there. One guy, he's more energetic, Quid's more reserved, so they have that dynamic. Um, Beautiful for content because I know Sentinels like to make content. So um, we got the chemistry going. We got some young guys. In terms of jungle, all these players, man. Let me see. Hmm, Man, I mean, for as much as I want inspired, I know it's like the big splash.
It's a yeah, it's a drop in the bucket.
You, you,
Everybody's gonna try to get him this
it would be
year.
breaking the bank trying to get bro. Like, if we're being honest. Oh, that red is hurting my eyes. Okay, make it like a dimmer color, probably.
No, go ahead. Just don't worry about that.
It was fine to highlight. It was just a
No. That
Okay.
shit was nasty.
Okay. Okay. I'd say, let's see. Jungle. Because I want somebody in the jungle that's like still older, but I think could still be fine. I'd be fine with contracts actually. I know he's been around a while. I'd say he's still pretty good, honestly. I don't really think he's that bad. Like as bad as some people like to say. Um, I think he'd have a lot to help orchestrate like Quid and Sniper, especially Sniper, maybe helping in terms of different situations in like the lane.
I actually really
In
like
the
that pick
aspects.
because the go in nature
Um,
that Quid has really fits
yeah,
sniper contracts' play style.
contracts. Yeah. So I think having him in the jungle, kind of orchestrating a bit, would be insane. Um, and then the bot lane here. Who would you who would you think would cost more, Inspired or Busio? Because like probably Inspired, right?
Inspired
Like
by
I would
far.
say Inspired. Yeah,
Veteran
because I
plus
think
best in the West.
right. Because Quid is still like I'd say he costs a bit, but I don't think it's like as much as I'm thinking since he's a free agent, especially. Um, I'd go with Busio in support. I'd stay committed to having Busio there. Um, I think younger guy still. He's still so young, dude. It's so good. Best support we have. Having him, especially with his roaming capabilities, like seeing how he can roam and to help out the different lanes with contracts as well. Oh, dude, it'd be. I think that would be pretty insane. And then the 80 carry finish it off. I get Yon. I think that bot lane would be wild. I think Yon and Busios are kind of the same thing I had, just with contracts instead of inspired. Now that I look at
Sniper
it,
contracts Quid Yon Lucio.
I think
I
as a team fighting team, that would be pretty
I
disgusting.
do like
But
that roster. I gotta say.
I think that's a good roster,
All
honestly.
right. Well,
Even
these are our
without
final
inspired there.
rosters.
Yeah.
I think this is a decent place to start for Sentinels, whichever direction they end up going. Obviously, I don't think any of these players are going on Sentinels. Let's be real. Uh, I am excited. All I can really say now is I'm excited to see what Sentinels do. Um, right? Like there's not really much more I
Yeah.
can say from that.
Yeah, I think like
Because
since
I have no
they're
gauge.
basically starting from scratch,
They're
right?
they're
Like,
starting from scratch. Well,
yeah.
they were Phoenix One, so
Well,
they're
I mean,
not.
yeah, but you know what
Listen,
I mean.
listen,
Like
listen, bro. They got a penchant for having Mike Young on their roster. So maybe Mike Young comes out from the
a
shadows.
legend of Mike
The
Young.
legend of
No,
Mike
but I
Young.
think being Sentinels now, dude, there's just no way. Like they're gonna make a big
Yeah,
move.
I
At
agree.
least one. At least
There will
one
be
of those
one
players.
shocker.
Yeah.
Bjergsen
So it's
comes
like,
out of the trash can.
oh god. But
No,
nah, I think I hope they go with I hope they don't go all out like super team style, but I do hope they bring in some younger guys as well that have shown they have like mad potential and build around that with like making that big move. with some like some guys that have been around but aren't like too old. You know what I mean? Like trying to find a mix of young talent with some veterancy, I think is a good way to go about it.
All right.
So that's kind of how I go about building teams, right? When I play my games, right? But it's a video
Yeah.
game. We'll see how,
All
we'll see
right.
how they decide to do
Well,
it.
thank you very much for joining me, Joshua. I appreciate it.
No problem, horse.
No, no
Yep.
problem. Thing.
What I'm about to say, what is it?
I think it's an owl. I think he's an owl.
Really?
I think Diggy's an
Have they
owl.
ever confirmed? Have they ever confirmed?
Well, I don't know, but they did that rebrand, right? And it was an
Oh,
owl.
fair enough.
And then they
It
went
was an
back because
owl.
everybody missed Diggy. All right. Well,
Right. Now I
bye.
believe it
Like and
now.
subscribe.
Oh,
Bye.
Jesus.
See
See
ya.
ya.
And I'll see you on the riff.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God. Okay, we'll end it here.